Hello, this is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. Please hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Really helps out the channel. Today's video is on Sebastian Rogers, and we're going to discuss where he might be and different elements. For example, the house layout and where Sebastian's bedroom was compared to the parents, the living room, where the couch was. And maybe that'll give people a better understanding of what's going on in the case. Now, I think it's pretty clear that law enforcement has gone about as far as you can go to outwardly clearing somebody, and yet they still say that all options are on the table. So it's possible in the future that Sebastian's parents or the father, perhaps even just the mother, will be implicated by some new evidence that comes out, but currently they appear to have nothing that indicates that they are involved. Now, Sebastian Rogers went missing in the early morning hours, could have even been the late evening hours of the 25th, but the early morning hours of the 26th is when he was noticed to be missing at, I think it was 6 in the morning. His mother went to wake him up, and he wasn't in his bedroom. And then a frantic search began, and then they called I believe the sheriff department to report a missing child, and that is Sebastian Rogers. All right, so let's listen to what the press conference said the other day. I've kind of edited it down to the significant moments regarding what they believe about the parents, etc.
The parents have been cooperative throughout. At the beginning of the investigation, they have pretty much done whatever law enforcement has asked of them. At this point, we don't have any evidence. There is not any kind of an indication that there is a criminal element involved. But we are keeping options open. We don't know what has happened. We don't know where Sebastian is right now.
So see how they are keeping options open, because they don't know where he is, and the investigation isn't over. So it could be that at some point it leads back to one of the parents. However, they've been investigating them thoroughly. They have their phones. They have Sebastian's phone. Obviously, they've tracked their movements. Did the mother actually go to BJ's and then bowling and home, etc.? And obviously, the information that they have must indicate that, or there would be a different direction in this investigation.
So we are pursuing any and all avenues. At this point, we don't have any evidence. There is not any kind of an indication that there is a criminal element involved.
I was a few minutes behind, so sorry if I missed this, but has there been any indication at this point of foul play or anything of that nature?
There is no evidence to support foul play is involved in the disappearance of Sebastian.
But at this point, you don't rule it out?
We're not ruling anything out. I think the TBI said it best. They've been nothing but cooperative with law enforcement since day one of this investigation. There is no evidence to support foul play on the part of Sebastian's parents.
So, I mean, that's about as clear as you can get. This guy right here seemed really adamant about it. There is no indication or any evidence at all that foul play has occurred on behalf of the parents. Now, could something have happened where there's just no foul play visible? Something earlier? How do we know that he actually went to sleep at 9 o'clock, etc.? We don't, but there's no evidence of that. So the way it should be is that the public listens to law enforcement here and then moves in a different direction as well and tries to locate Sebastian. The fact that they are researching the exact same areas that they already searched should give you an indication that they are dumbfounded just like the rest of us. Where is Sebastian Rogers? So let's continue to listen.
Getting to be nicer, well, not today with the weather, but now that the weather has turned warmer, people may be more inclined to be in their yards. If you go out and see anything that looks different, let us know. Something where perhaps a teenager could have hidden. If you have a large amount of property in the area or something that has any kind of holes or unstable footing or ledges where, again, where a teen could have gone to hide or to play, and you don't feel comfortable checking it out, let us know. We'll get somebody from law enforcement to go out there with you or to check it out themselves. We just want to make sure that every stone is unturned, that there's.
And by the way, this reminds me of the Harley Dilly case. We've been talking about that on my show. He's a kid that actually sort of looks a little bit like Sebastian. And he wandered away from home, and everybody started blaming the parents, etc. He just disappeared off the face of the earth. Eventually, they found that he had gone on a roof of a neighbor's house, went down the chimney and got stuck in there and passed away. And they didn't find him for quite some time. He was like between the wall and the chimney. It was absolutely crazy. So is it possible that Sebastian is somewhere somewhat close and went and hid somewhere? I guess he liked to play hide and seek. Is it possible that he's in some sort of structure and he couldn't get out and he's remained there this entire time? I mean, there's a whole bunch of options out there. Was he able to actually use his phone to be on social media, and did a predator get a hold of him? I mean, we just don't know. I mean, the parents don't believe that he got on there, but kids are pretty resourceful. Even if they're blocked, they sometimes are able to figure out a way to get onto social media.
There's no stone left unturned, that we want people to make sure that we are looking everywhere we can. We do want to continue to get the tips, but please don't provide information that you might have seen through social media channels. If you have information about Sebastian, about conversations you might have had with him, things he likes to do, places he liked to go, any people he may have mentioned that are in his life, that could be helpful in finding out maybe what he was interested in. At the beginning of this investigation, there was a large land search for him. It was very visible. There were also waterways, lakes, ponds that were searched. There were aerial searches with helicopters and drones and fixed-wing planes. They were done at night. They were done on weekends. They were done during the day. That was very visible, and it was something everybody was able to see. But we want to let you know that even though there is not that high visibility in investigating this case, that we are not done.
And are there any working theories?
We come up with theories almost daily and try and investigate and make sure that we're doing everything we can to find Sebastian.
And see, they theorize just like the rest of us. Now, I think what's responsible to do is take the available facts in a case and try to speculate on that. One of the things mentioned in this press conference was how disruptive social media has been in the case. That's kind of why I didn't really even cover it. To me, it was absolutely crazy what was going on in the social media sphere. But after this press conference here, I felt like now it's time for a more rational approach. Okay, I don't do the wild speculation. I do speculate in cases after looking at the evidence or information that has been provided. And, you're not always correct, but it's always important to word it as speculation. Don't claim things as fact, and then other people go, oh, did you hear what somebody said? And then they go report it, and then it just wastes valuable time and resources. It sounds very clear to me that law enforcement doesn't believe that the parents are involved currently. Now, a piece of information might show up later that changes the trajectory, and if that fact comes out, I will be absolutely in that camp. I just haven't seen anything so far that makes me go, Now here's a comment made about social media.
We do want to caution there are some social media elements out there who purport to have information that is direct from the investigation. I just want to reiterate that is not the case. Some of the information that is being provided on some of the social media channels is inaccurate, incomplete.
Yeah, exactly. It's inaccurate, incomplete, and mainly just inaccurate. People just want to give what their viewers want to hear, so they'll just invent something.
That is being provided on some of the social media channels is inaccurate, incomplete. distraction because a lot of what has been out there in some of the social media channels has been rumors and speculations and theories, and some of that has been advanced and people have caught a hold of it as if it's what's really happening. That has resulted in us getting information that is either, like I said, distracting. It's taking away time and effort from what the agencies need to be doing as far as looking for Sebastian.
So as you can see, social media has caused problems for law enforcement in this case. Now let's take a listen to some questions that Nancy Grace asked the Proudfoots.
When you are home, do you two sleep in the same bedroom?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Is this a 3-bedroom home?
Yes, ma'am.
Where is your room as it relates to Sebastian's room?
It's on the opposite end of the house. The master bedroom's on one side, and the other 2 bedrooms are on the other side of the house.
Okay, so your master bedroom is on one side of the house and Sebastian's room is on the other side of the house. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so on the show last night, we were looking at and figuring out different locations. So here's the front of the house. Sebastian's bedroom is this one right here on the left. I'm on the right side, but on the left side if you're in the house. So right here is Sebastian's bedroom. And here is the front door as you come in. This is on Zillow, or Redfin this time. And if you look at this, I think the dining room's just off to the right here. So the front door is off to the left. And you're looking straight out, and that's the front of the house. There's the dining room. That's the front door. And then back through this area over here and to the right is the master bedroom. There's the dining room again right here on the right. The front door is right there. Sebastian's room is down this hallway. That's probably just a coat closet right there. So you go down this hallway and that's Sebastian's room. Faith, his sister's room, is off here to the left. And here is where the couch might likely be in the living room. And this is a bathroom, and Faith's room's over here, and Sebastian's room is around to the right. So this is where she would have been on a couch and could easily hear something in the room. Their master bedroom is off to the left here. And there's the kitchen, and on the kitchen side, this is the entrance over to where the master bedroom is. It could also be, this might be actually a room here. I think this is a sunroom. I think I just got that wrong a second ago. So if we go back to here, I think this is kind of like a sunroom, and this is like a mud room here. And I think if you go to this next shot, around this corner is where the master bedroom is. And then there's stairs right here that go up, and that's a bonus room upstairs. See, there you go. There's the stairs that go up. There's the kitchen. And I think this is that room that I was just pointing out. Here's that painting on the wall. So if I go back a few spaces to this one, there's the painting in there. So that's that room. Let's go forward to that again. That was just it right here. And then also that's another angle in that room. It's a bathroom. This is the master bedroom. And you see that there are 2 windows. So the layout of the house would be, here's the front of the house, Sebastian right here, Faith back here, the couch is there, there's a mud room in this area, and then it opens up into where the couch would be, so it's pretty close to Sebastian's room. Now her master bedroom, or their master bedroom, is back in the back right here. So we'll continue on, a master bedroom again, and master bedroom. This is the master bathroom, master bedroom again. Now this room right here is Sebastian's room. Notice the large square window right there. And this bedroom is in the back of the house and is Faith's room. Notice the 2 windows. Okay, so we'll get back there in a minute. This is the bonus room upstairs. If you go up the stairs, beautiful house actually. This is the mud room. It goes outside. And from the back of the house, you can see the 2 windows in the master bedroom right there. And these are the 2 windows of Faith's bedroom. There you go. And notice these are further apart because that's the master bedroom, much larger. We can go back to the master bedroom really quickly, and you can see them. See that? There are the 2 windows far apart. Those are in the back of the house. Let me get back outside again. So that's right there. Faith's room is right there. This is the front of the house, and see 1 square window for Sebastian's room. All right, so now we know that that's exactly what the layout is. Just go back to and listen to some of what was said on Nancy Grace.
So where is Faith's bedroom as it relates to Sebastian's bedroom?
It's in the back side of the house.
So that's absolutely correct.
Sebastian's bedroom is
So
in the
it's-
front side of the house.
Absolutely correct.
Okay, so his bedroom is away from Faith's bedroom and away from your master bedroom. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Is Sebastian's room on a top floor or a ground level?
We have a ranch style house. It's a 1.5 story, so everything's flat, and then you have the bonus room above the garage.
Was Faith in the home when Sebastian went missing?
No, ma'am.
At midnight when you went to bed, what did you do until midnight?
I had been reading a chapter that I needed to, and I had been talking to my husband on the phone.
Yeah, she's doing business courses at DeVry University. Now you can see right there that they told the truth. That's exactly the layout of the house. I mean, I guess you could argue that, there's nothing nefarious to say about that, but I'm just trying to get you guys to see that what they're saying here is accurate, and they seem dumbfounded, just like the police do.
I was falling asleep on him, so that's when he told me it was around midnight. He told me to go ahead and put the dogs up and go to bed. And that's what I did. I got up, put the dogs where they sleep, and then I myself went to bed.
So that night you go to bed at midnight after you've been talking to Mr. Proudfoot on the phone. You put the dogs away in a cage, a crate, inside the home, and you go to bed. Did you check on Sebastian at that time?
I did not.
Okay. Do you normally?
Not typically. Since he's gotten older, I've not been checking on him as frequently throughout the night because normally he's good to go in his room once he goes to bed.
Yeah, I mean, that's totally typical, right? When a kid's younger, you go in and check on them. But when they get older, you don't want to just pop into their room.
Earlier you had stated you heard a noise in his room before you went to bed. What time was that?
Around 10 o'clock.
So what she's referring to is Chronicles of Olivia, who had an interview with the Proudfoots, and she mentioned a noise. So I'll play both of those here.
10 p.m. What did it sound like?
Just a thud.
A thud. You stated that you said, look, I don't care what you're doing in there, go to bed. Is that right?
And so she calls it a thud here because Nancy said, what did it sound like? She just called it a noise. A thud is a noise. On Chronicles Olivia, she just said it's a noise, right? So then Nancy Grace said, what kind of noise? And then she said, it's like a thud. No, it wasn't followed up on by Chronicles Olivia.
Is that right?
I was on the couch, which is near his room, and I said, Bubba, did you fall out of the bed? And he said, no, ma'am. And I said, well, whatever you're doing in there, knock it off and go to sleep. About 9 o'clock. Told him to go to bed. And he come out of his room where he was playing, and he said, all right, good night, Mama. Good night, puppies. Love you. And went to bed. He was doing something in his room because about an hour later I heard some noise, and I was like, I don't care what you're doing in there, but go to sleep. And about midnight I got up and I went to bed. And 6 o'clock I went to wake him up for school Monday morning, and that's when he wasn't here.
So you heard his voice at 10 p.m.?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any idea what the sound actually was?
I do not know.
If he were to go out his window, what would he step on?
Mulch and bushes.
Yeah, mulch and bushes. So all that's accurate. Now, she merely just added in, when Nancy Grace was interviewing her, the part about, I say, hey, did you fall off your bed? And then the rest of it was exactly the same. So for me, that's just Nancy Grace got more information from her than Chronicles of Olivia did. But both of them got valuable information that there was a conversation around 10 o'clock with Sebastian, and there was a noise described as a thud. All right, now let's take a look outside, and look at this. This is Sebastian's bedroom, and right here are bushes and mulch. We call it sawdust over here, but so that was absolutely accurate. And he's never gone out that window. Now it would be pretty difficult too, because it seems like there's blinds inside the room and then a window. Is it possible he went out there? Sure. And it's not likely you're going to leave footprints in mulch. Okay, so let's take a look at the surrounding area here. I mean, he easily could have got out and went out the back door, by the way. Sorry for the blurriness here. We'll have to readjust that. Right there, Faith is here. He could walk down the hall, went out in the living room, and then through the sunroom and out the back. And apparently dogs tracked him. That's what people claim, is that dogs tracked him to this area right here where the construction was. All right, now I went around and I charted out where here's a creek that goes by there. There's tons and tons of places where there is water and ponds all over the place here. But law enforcement set up a staging area right here and are canvassing the same area that they looked at before. Perhaps they missed a small area where Sebastian could have crawled in. Apparently, as I said earlier, likes to play hide and seek, and went into somewhere and just couldn't get out. So right now they're looking all around, and I would focus in on like a 5-mile radius here, and really just kind of let me see what I have set for this. Yeah, it's 6.17 miles around, so maybe it's only like a 2.5 miles here, but I would be searching around. This is the 5-mile radius, this larger circle, but maybe inside of this first to see where he is, because he didn't show up on various cameras that were around, and law enforcement is absolutely dumbfounded. They, based on electronic digital information, likely tracking the cell phones of the mother and the father, can't find anything nefarious going on with them. And they are searching and starting over again to see if they missed something. I could imagine the first time through they're calling a name. They're looking for somebody alive, moving around, maybe hiding somewhere. And they didn't do the detail looking into every single crevice, nook and cranny. If I was them, I'd also check swimming pools. I don't know if in this part of the country they put the covers on pools, but around the time you went missing, I would imagine that the covers would still be on the pools because it's cold outside. So maybe have everybody check in their pools to see if maybe Sebastian somehow crawled in and fell in and wasn't able to get out. There's all kinds of places. That area there is really hilly and very dense woods, and all kinds of things could have happened. And I guess they can't even rule out that somebody came by and he left with somebody. He didn't have his shoes on. A theory that I threw out there is, how do we know that Sebastian hadn't been leaving the house at night on many other occasions, but this time he just didn't come back? Could he have had a stash somewhere of maybe where he had an extra pair of shoes put that he was able to get or find? I mean, I think the parents would probably be aware of all of his shoes, but maybe he was able to secure a pair of shoes that weren't his and sort of start building up a to-go bag or something so he could get out of there. His father said that he apparently wanted to stay with him. He didn't want to be at this house anymore with the Proudfoots, so maybe he planned on escaping, for a lack of a better term. All right, so that's all I got for you on this video. Hope it helps sort of clarify the layout inside the house. You can definitely just go to Zillow, type in their address, and look for yourself, but I think we absolutely have this figured out currently. Is that the bedroom, we'll just look at this one last time here. The Faith's bedroom, this is from the street, right over here. Faith's bedroom is in the back. The master bedroom is in the back right. Sebastian's is in the front left. And the couch in the living room would be right around in this area. So it's very possible that she could hear a thud or a loud noise coming from Sebastian's room. And he goes to bed at that time. At 10 o'clock she heard his voice. Then she goes to bed by midnight. And so it's likely that Sebastian would have gone missing between midnight and 6 in the morning, because she would have heard something at, let's say, 11:30, 11:45, or just before she's going to bed. She'd probably be still out in the living room on the couch. So she would have heard something. So the timeline is probably between midnight and 6 in the morning when he left the house. I would say it's probably even earlier in the morning. And I'm saying he left the house because I'm going on the assumption that law enforcement is telling us the truth, that they don't think that the Proudfoots are involved currently, but that might change. Okay? So thank you all very much for watching. If you could hit that like button, I would really appreciate it. And also subscribe and leave a comment in the comment section of what you think. Thank you all very much for watching. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there.